Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's Mike, the political science guy. Let's have an Israel-Iran update. This stuff is kind of just general broad strokes because obviously you can get your news on a daily basis from folks that are harvesting it within 15 minutes of it happening. Having said that, a lot of you folks know that the Israelis assassinated some Iranian generals in a third country. The reality is that the Iranians took great umbrage to this and decided that they were going to make Israel pay for that by lobbing, I think, somewhere around 350 drones and missiles at Israel, which Israel, with the help of the United States, England, and France, knocked out 90-something percent, I think 99%. The bottom line is that Israel knocked out the overwhelming majority, and they are using not only the Iron the Iron Dome, but they're also using lasers at this point, I suspect. Any case, the next thing is that the Iranians said, well, we're done now. And of course, Joe Biden told the Israelis, take the win. In other words, please don't make this get worse. The Israelis said, no, you don't understand. If this happened to you, you wouldn't put up with it either. So the compromise was, okay, you can go ahead and do counting coup. What is counting coup? If you're an old Indian fighter or you happen to know your history of the Western Plains, you will know that the Indians were particularly tuned in to personal bravery. And that meant that you didn't have to kill your opponent. If you could tap their shoulder with your spear, that was enough to say to them, hey, I could have got you at any time I wanted, but I chose not to. I just wanted you to know who was able to get you. So what the Israelis did instead is they launched a very, very limited strike of missiles, but they hit what they were looking to hit. And so that meant that they were hitting missile facilities that were next to Iranian nuclear facilities in order to say, anytime we want to, we can reach out and touch someone. So you're not going to win this game if you play it with us. Of course, it's suspected that the Israelis have a nuclear deterrent. Deterrent is a word that is sorely lacking in the Middle East and in a lot of American policy these days. So it's kind of rare that you're seeing somebody use it, but the Israelis apparently did, because the Iranians after that basically said, well, they really didn't hit anything anyway, so we consider this matter closed. Okay, the PS on that is the Israelis therefore promptly went off and started assassinating more Iranian troublemakers, as they would consider them, in third-party countries. So on some level, I guess you could say that the Iranian government doesn't want to admit that they have had coup counted against them. The Israelis do not want to make too much of what they've done, because the Americans are saying, hey, we're trying to keep things under a lid. But the Americans are not demonstrating deterrence with the Iranians. Now, the whole thing that happened on October 7th is probably because the Iranians did it, and they did it probably because the Russians asked them to help out, because the Russians needed it because of the push that they're having with the Ukrainians right now. It's an old Russian playbook where they tap the third party to go and mess with Western allies when they're struggling. It's like, hey, can you help me out, buddy? So the bottom line is that if you're an Iranian right now, you probably know that the Israelis can reach out and touch you, but you can't reach out and touch them. If you're an Israeli right now, you realize that the Americans are going to keep you on a short leash with regards to starting a regional war with the Iranians. Though neither of them really have the ability to march an army to the other's territory, they could lob missiles at each other. And in this age of near nuclear capacity on the Iranian part, and certainly Israelis have nuclear capacity, it's very, very dangerous. So on some level, the Iranians are trying to get some sort of relief for Hamas, which is about to become a debating society, visiting a hotel in Bahrain near you, because they're going to get kicked out of Rafah. At least the day government will. All right, that's it for now. This is Mike, the political science guy. That was my update on Iran and Israel. I'm sure there'll be more, unfortunately. You take care, and thanks for tuning in.